time for another getting ready with me. I haven't caught up with you guys in a while, and more exciting than that, I have a ton of new products to share with you, brands and some PR firms, and also I did purchase one kind of a big thing on my own, so I wanted to share with you my thoughts on that. And yeah, I just missed you guys, haven't really done my makeup on camera with you, and I can't wait to try out some of these new products. It'll kind of be a getting ready / first impressions because some of the stuff I haven't even dove into yet. To start out, I don't have anything on my face except for some SPF. And the first thing I want to do is try out this new lip plumping product. This is by Kaplan MD, and it's their Lip 20 mask. It comes with a little mask and their lip balm, supposed to give you a nice faux lip injection pout. Kind of a thick white paste, and you just kind of put it on your lips. So I'm gonna just kind of put this on with a little applicator. It feels kind of like coconut oil going on. It smells kind of minty. I'm just gonna mush this in and around. It is already starting to tingle a little. And while that's working and doing its job, I'm just going to start my eyes. I'm gonna prime with Benefit's Stay Don't Stray on both eyes. And this is just sets on your lips for a couple minutes. So one of the first new products I'm gonna try is by the brand Crease. And they're these really fun magnetic pencils. They have them in all different formulations for your face. They have eyes, lip and cheek, contour, brows. I'm gonna be using eyes, brows, and lips today. It kind of reminds me a little bit of nude sticks, but I actually like these better. It keeps fooling me. I keep thinking it's open and it's gonna get everywhere, but this is how the packaging looks. It's magnetic, the top and bottom, and this is one of their shadow sticks for eyes, and it is a twist up. And this is in the shade Marimoto Pink Pearl. It's a really pretty kind of champagne rose gold. And they're paving my street outside. I hope that's not distracting. I always pick the best times to film videos. Just smudging this on is a light wash of color. First time trying, let's see. See, I just want to see if it's gonna set. Goes on pretty easy. Really pretty color. They sent me a darker one too, but I'm just gonna go with a light one for now. Do a little bit on the lower inner corner. I'm gonna pat it down to set it. It feels very similar in texture to the Laura Mercier Caviar sticks, if I had to compare. Before I move on, I'm gonna wipe this off with a wet washcloth and then apply some of their lip balm. This will be good to hydrate before I put the rest of my makeup. I don't know if they look any different. They definitely feel, they have that bee stung. Do you guys remember that lip venom years ago? Kind of feels like that. They almost feel a little bit numb, if I'm being honest. I don't know if they look any different. I'm not getting lip injections anytime soon, so this is just gonna have to do. But I do like the whole idea and concept, and this balm is very, very moisturizing. Let's finish up the eyes. Just basic crease. I'm gonna be using my favorite palette from IT Cosmetics, the Naturally Pretty palette, and I'm gonna be using the same two colors that I always use, Warmth and Soulful, and I'm gonna mix those and put them above on the crease and brow bone. Kind of just go back and forth till I get enough color, and I'm just gonna go right above the crease and blend up. This goes really pretty with what's on my eyelid. Kind of has like a pink tone to it. I love this palette so much. I love using these on the crease. This is like what I do pretty much every day when I use this palette. It's just a really nice warm contour color for your eyes. And it goes with anything. It goes with pinks, beiges, browns, any kind of brow highlight. Just gives your eyes really nice but subtle definition. That is all I'm going to be doing on my eyes. I like the little bit of shimmer that's from that pencil. Still feels a little bit tacky. And for liner, I have been using MAC Teddy. It's a little stubby pencil. This is very similar to Burgundy Suede by Estee Lauder, which I cannot find. It's driving me crazy. But it's gotta be somewhere in one of my drawers. But this is Teddy, and it's a really pretty shimmery bronze color. And this is what I've been doing every day. I just draw it on, take my middle finger or whatever finger, and just smudge it into the lash line. And I do the same thing when I use Burgundy Suede. I love this, and this is probably the only way I'm gonna wear my eyeliner in the fall. It's just so smoky and pretty, especially for daytime. It's not heavy. And then I'm gonna take a little bit on the lower, just about 1/4 of the way in. Smudge that. I very, very rarely, most of you know, put anything on my lower lash line because I find that it ends up closing my eyes, except for colors like this. Apparently Siri thinks I was just talking to her. So excited to show you what mascara I'm using. My Blackest Lashes, la 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 la. I found this on Amazon. It was sealed. I think it was about $5, and wow, did it bring back some serious memories. I love this stuff. 2008. I contemplated getting some lash extensions again. However, New Lash has been amazing, and I feel no need to get lash extensions. It's amazing, amazing stuff. And the one thing I really loved about having lash extensions was I just didn't do much to my makeup. I would just have my lashes on, and I'd maybe put some concealer or foundation on, but I never did anything to my eyes. And I still felt confident and comfortable in my skin. But with New Lash and my own natural lashes, I kind of feel the same way. So what I've been doing on days that I don't wear makeup, which is actually more often than not, is I just throw this on my lashes, some mascara, and that's all I do. And I make sure my skin's looking okay. But I just treat my normal lashes like I do with lash extensions, and I just put mascara, and it's enough. Like, it kind of makes me feel the same way that the lashes did, and mascara on natural lashes is so much less maintenance. I should say less high maintenance than getting lash extensions and not worrying about getting them wet or getting too much oil on them. I just love it. I really haven't tried any other lash serums to tell you how they work, but I can speak for New Lash and tell you it's a product I don't ever want to be without. It's so effective, and you see results very quickly, and it's worth every penny. And if you're contemplating Latisse or anything else like that, lash extensions, I would really encourage you to give New Lash a try. It's way cheaper than the alternative, and a lot more accessible. So there's my little spiel on lashes. I'm gonna do my lower lash line after I do my foundation. Speaking of foundation, I have a new one to try out. This one is by Fiona Styles. It's their Luminous Finish Foundation Concentrate, and I have it in the shade 04, which I believe is a medium beige, and this is the second time I've used this. They're actually going to be on QVC today, which is why I wanted to get this video up. They have a whole bunch of amazing deals, including one with the foundation and the foundation brush, and so I wanted to share with you. It has a pump, which yay, I love foundation pumps. Like I said, this is only the second time I'm using it, but the first time I used it, which was 2 days ago, I was really impressed. I was impressed with the coverage and the staying power. It has I just did one more little pump, but I'm not gonna use the entire thing. It has a very lightweight feel to it, applying it with my finger. I left a lot behind. It gives you a full coverage, which is what I love about it. So, Fiona Styles is a celebrity makeup artist, and if I'm being honest, before the company reached out to me, I had never heard of Fiona Styles or her makeup line, but it is sold at Ulta. And I would compare her products and her look to that of like Bobbi Brown. Very big on natural makeup, looking like your skin but better. It's not like a very bright, colorful line. But you can see, I hope you saw before, I have pretty bad scars, and it covered it up almost perfectly. And the foundation does give a really nice dewy finish to the skin, but it kind of sets after a little while the same way that Estee Lauder Double Wear sets. So you know I love that. When I wore this the other day, I didn't set it with any powder, and I really didn't feel the need to. It's a little bit light for me right now. I could have went a little bit darker, but I think the next shade up, 05, would have been too dark for me at this point, but it's okay. It looks really, really good. As far as coverage, we'll just have to use some bronzer on the rest of my face. And I love that it has a pump. For some concealer, I'm using my Eye Lift in a tube from IT Cosmetics. I shared with you in a favorites video. I do one side, the concealer side, under my eyes, around my mouth, and then I do the other side, which is for Hello Light. And I kind of mix the two, and it gives you the perfect consistency and brightness. Just cleaned my beauty blender, deep cleaned it, which I do often, but it never gets completely looking like it's back to normal, like back to brand new. And I saw a video, I'll link it below, on how to deep clean, and I just used the technique. It was like a mixture of dish soap and olive oil, and I used my apple cider dish soap, and wow, it really, really worked. So I'll put that video below if anybody else wants to give it a try. So there's that. I'm gonna set that with my banana powder from Anastasia. And then I'm gonna just set where I put it around my mouth. Okay, and now for bronzer, I picked up the Hourglass Holiday Palette, which is in this beautiful white and gray marble. I think it was around $80 at Sephora. It has a huge mirror. You get a kind of setting powder, a bronzer, which is mixed with the setting powder, 2 new blushes, and a highlighter. And I have to be honest with you, not that impressed with this. The bronzer is incredibly light. I'm gonna just use the bronzer right now so you can see. I wish it was a little bit more bronze. It's just very light. But like, I don't know if you can see that. It's very, very subtle, which is kind of disappointing. I wish it was a little bit darker, like their actual bronzer that they have. I forget the name of it. But it's subtle, so if you want like a softer one. I'm not really sure why they mixed it with the setting powder. I feel like that almost lightened it up too much. But we're just gonna go with it for now. Sides of my nose. And then chin. And I'm gonna bring that down my neck. I guess it'll be a nice bronzer for the fall and winter where you're not trying to look like you have a suntan anymore. But for me, my neck is always darker than my face. I would have liked for it to be a little bit darker. I'm gonna just take that setting powder and just go over any place else that I didn't put the setting powder or bronzer, the banana powder. Truth be told, if this was in different packaging, I don't know that I would have bought it. I'm such a sucker. Instead of the blushes in here, I'm gonna be using the one from Fiona Styles. This is in the shade Maiden Lane. It's a really beautiful neutral color that I think will look good on everyone. It's like a peachy pink, kind of looks like NARS Orgasm, but without the shimmer in it. And I'm applying that with my MAC 116 brush. Pretty blush. And for my eyebrows, I'm gonna be using another one of the Mystique pencils. This is in Espresso. Again, it has that magnetic with the really nice slanted brow applicator. And let's see, I'm scared. Oh, okay. It's like, it's not a gel, it's an actual pencil. I was scared, I didn't know how dark it was, but it reminds me of the IT one where you can just kind of build it up, the depth of it. But it's subtle, which is good. I love the slanted pencil. It just makes it easy to do the front of my brows, which is where I find that I need the most kind kind of filled in because I have some sparse areas there. Okay, I just figured this out. And then the back twists off and it's a little brow set. That's genius. I'm all about the packaging, you guys know that, and they just won huge brownie points in my book for that. So there's the difference in brows. I was twisting and pulling to see if they gave me some kind of spoolie to blend it out. I like this little brush too. It's kind of like a flat mascara brush. One side is kind of a traditional spoolie and the other side it's longer, like an actual brush to help brush up. And I always brush up, so I love that. That looks good. I'm impressed with that. I love the packaging too. It looks like an actual pencil. I'm gonna show you on my hand a close-up because I was just drawing to see how dark it would be. I'm gonna finish off my eyelashes, just throw a coat on my bottom lashes. I never told you about my skin situation. So basically I did the 6 weeks Hydra treatment, Hydra facials with the Brightenol treatment, and we did the before and after, and my skin, the bottom, only improved by 7%. Wah, wah, wah. Spent a ton of money and for 7%, which was a huge disappointment, but I'm glad that I tried it because if I didn't, I think I would have always regretted it and wondered if it was gonna work. But yeah, there's that. So didn't work for me, but my doctor did say he's been hearing about really great results for people, but just I guess not for everyone. I mean, it is fading and I think over time it'll fade completely, but it's just a process to get there. So that's that. My highlighter is my Modern Mercury from Estee Lauder, and I put it up on Instagram that Victoria Beckham, she partnered with Estee Lauder for an exclusive collection, and she had to convince them to bring this highlighter back, and it's sold out everywhere online. I believe Selfridges still had it, and I've actually been getting a couple messages from people saying that some Saks stores are getting the collection later. So definitely call your Saks stores and keep watch for it, but it's beautiful. I'm so glad that it came back. I wish it wasn't limited edition. They really should just make this part of their everyday line because the highlight and the rose gold goodness is just insane. I absolutely love it. I do like the packaging on the Victoria Beckham so much better than mine though. Finally for lips, I'm using the Trestique pencil in this shade Florence Fig. Again, it's magnetic. Let me see if this end is anything. Okay, so I think this is a balm. Let me read. Shiny Balm Lip Crayon. Matte color and Shiny Balm Lip Crayon. I'm gonna wipe off some of this balm from the Kaplan. And I'm gonna outline with the pencil, which essentially is my kind of color. It just looks like my lip color, but a little bit pinker. Fill in. Feels good. Helps that I just used that treatment. It's a really pretty color. It's a good neutral. Wow, I really like that a lot. I'm gonna leave it because I don't really want it any more shiny than that. I just was curious to see the eyeshadow one if it had anything on the other end, and it has a smudger brush. So FYI, I love these. I think that's genius. It's like, how much can you get in one little stick of packaging? But that's pretty amazing. And that is it. Full makeup routine. Wanted to share these new products with you. I will leave a link to the Fiona Styles QVC. If you like the foundation on me and if you want to see more of her brand with good deals, check that out. I'll have a link below. I'll put links to everything else that I found in the video like I always do. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm really enjoying how my brows look. It takes a lot for me to be blown away by a brow product because my brows are sensitive in the way that they're already really dark and kind of bushy. So I have to be really subtle about the products and the technique that I use. A lot of times I'll just skip brow product altogether because I'm scared of how it's gonna make them look. But I really like this. I really like this product and I really love the packaging with a little spoolie to set it at the end. So yeah, I mean, brows define your whole face. So if you mess it up, it's like, final thoughts. I wouldn't waste your money on this. I mean, I haven't really played with the blushes too much, but like I said, if the packaging wasn't white marble, I probably would not have gotten this. I really love my diffused light powder. could have done without that. And this bronzer is way too subtle for me. I did not use the highlight either, but you guys know where my favorite highlight lies. I don't really feel the need for any other highlights between that and my Dior Amber Diamond, but kind of a disappointment, but I wanted to be honest with you, especially because I spent my own money on this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and getting ready with me. I will see you in my next one. Bye. My hat is a wool fedora that I picked up from Gap Online recently. I believe the gray is now sold out, but the same exact hat comes in navy.